Hello, everyone. Welcome to this new lesson in the course. In this lesson, we are going to create this nice button hover effect. You can see when I hover over the button, these four borders are coming in and making this cool effect. So the top border comes in from left to right. The bottom one comes in from right to left. The left border comes in from bottom to top. And the right border comes from top to bottom. And all of this is happening at the same time, giving us this cool effect. So let's start creating it. I will go here in my HTML and add a button. Then inside it, I will say button. Then I will also add a span inside the button. Then I will go to my CSS, target the button, and add background color, red for now, border, none, position, relative, width, 400 pixels, height, 120 pixels, then text transform, uppercase, and in order to center the text inside the button vertically and horizontally, I will add line height, 120 pixels, and text align, center. Then I will add color, white, font size, 45 pixels, and finally letter spacing, 15 pixels. All right, let's create the top border that comes in from left to right. We will use the before pseudo element to create that. So I will target it, and add content, empty strings, position, absolute, top, 0, left, 0 as well for now, then width, 100% of the button's width, and height, just 4 pixels. Then finally background color, white. And now you can see we have this line over here at the top, and it's taking up the full width of the button. So let's go back and move it to the left next to the button. I will go here and change left to negative 100% instead of 0. And now the line is shifted to the left. All right, I will go here again and add transition, all, 0.5 seconds. Then, when hovering over the button, we want the border to go back to its original position. So I will say button, hover. I will make some changes happen to the before pseudo element. I will set left back to 0. And now, when I hover over the button, you can see the top line goes back to its position just above the button. All right, let's create the line at the bottom. I will go back to the code editor and copy the before pseudo element. Then paste it again, and change before to after. Then change top to bottom so that it sits at the bottom of the button. Then I will also change left to right so it will be shifted to the right this time, not the left. And now you can see the second line is sitting at the bottom and is shifted to the right. So on hovering over the button, we want to shift it back to its original position. I will go back to my CSS and do that. I will copy this code, paste it again, and change before to after. And also change left to right, so that the position of the second line will be 0 at the right, and that brings it back to its original place. And when hovering over the button, you can see, as expected, the line at the bottom moves from right to left, going back to its position. All right, after creating the top and bottom lines, we will create the ones on the left and the right sides. We will use the before and after pseudo elements of the span that we created inside the button. So I will just copy the before pseudo element of the button again, paste it, and change button to span to target the before pseudo element of the span, not the button. Then inside that, I will change width to 4 pixels instead of 100%. And height to 100% instead of 4 pixels, so that it will have the same height as the button and a width of 4 pixels. This will be the line on the right, so I will change top to negative 100% instead of 0 because it will be sitting above the button. And change left to right, and make it 0, not negative 100%. And now you can see the line on the right is sitting above the button because we set its top property to negative 100% and its right property to 0. When hovering, we want it to return back to its original position as well. So I will go back, and when hovering over the button, I want to make some changes happen to the before pseudo element of the span. I will set its top property back to 0 again. And now, when hovering over the button, you can see the line on the right moves from top to bottom back to its position. Now, let's quickly create the final line on the left. I will copy all the code for the right part, paste it again, target the after pseudo element this time, then change top to bottom, and right to left. And I will also change before to after here, and top to bottom. And now, when I go back and reload, you can see we have a line at the left side as well. And when hovering over the button, all of the 4 lines move back to their positions. Let's go back and remove this red background. Let's also add overflow, hidden, so that the lines will be hidden outside the button. And now, when I go back to the button and hover over it, you can see we have this nice effect in which all the lines come in at the same time.